Well, here we are. Let's talk real estate with Daryl King. And this month we're talking about March results. And as we all know, that March results are down dramatically. I knew they were going to be down. I figured it was thinking 20-25%, but it ends up to be 30%. So you look at January, you look at February, you look at March, 18% in January, 17% in February, and now 30% in March. What's going on with real estate? Well, you have to realize that last year was a record-breaking year, so it really changes a lot of things. But, you know, there was almost 11,000 homes still change hands in 2022. That's a lot of homes still. You know, it's our third best March in history. So between number one, which last year, 216 was our second best, so this was our third best. So still not too bad. So the market conditions continue to support double-digit annual price of growth. Now, you know, so now with an average selling price of 1.3 million, so that's what is the biggest concern. The average selling price dipped slightly month over month, bucking the regular season trend. You know, now is the time for governments to govern and focus on measures that are proven to increase housing supply, right? The GTA population will experience rapid growth in the coming years as the region's economic strength and diversity continue to attract people from all around the world. In order to sustain this growth, we need to get adequate housing supply and choice. This needs to be the focus of policymakers rather than short-term, ineffective, artificially suppressed demand, right? So evidence-based decisions making should inform government policies, and we encourage representatives at all levels of government think big, act decisively, and to improve needed house supply in a significant way. You know, so the GTA Realtors reported 10,955 sales in 2022, representing, like I mentioned earlier, a 30% decline. While, you know, condominium apartment transactions dipped by a much lesser annual rate than the detached houses. So, you know, this is also part of concern. New listings were also down on a year-to-year average, but a much lesser annual rate than sales. This suggests that while market conditions remained very tight, home buyers did not experience the same level of competition from other buyers compared to a year earlier. So the average selling price was up about 18.5% year over year. The annual growth rate differed in parts because of the mix of houses sold in March of 22. So this shifted in favor of the condominium apartments, while generally sell for a lower average price compared to all types. You know, so the competition remains very high. So, you know, if we look that in 2021, there was 15,628 sales. 2022, 10,955. So 29.9, right? So if we look at the price in March of 21 was 1,097,351, 3.51, and now we look at March 22, 1,299,895, basically 1.3. Astronomical numbers. You know, who would have imagined that we'd see such high numbers? You know, interest rates are starting to creep up a bit. They just changed the foreign tax by 5% up to 20% just as of March 30th. So lots of different things are going to change that is going to sort of just think. Does that mean the market is going to crash? No, absolutely not. The market will not crash. So if you still think about buying and selling, still act on it accordingly. Make sure you figure out where you're going, what your funds are, get pre-approved. Because there's still multiple offers out there, just as not as many. Now the realtors will have to price the houses a lot more correctly, which is better for everybody, right? So, you know, in Halton, let's start with the big one, as we always should start off. In the city of Toronto, there was 3,981 sales. And the average price there was $1,218,546. Now realize the averages of Toronto always comes down lower than some of the other areas, and everybody goes, what? Is Toronto cheaper? No. It's because Toronto has the most amount of condos out of any place than all the other places combined. So, you know, Mississauga, the other big city, has the second amount. So that area there, Appeal, had 2,107 sales. and an average of 1.269242, so slightly higher than Toronto. But they have more detached houses out there also, and not as many condos. They still have a lot of condos. I was just at a conference there last Thursday, 1,200 realtors, live and in person, the Buzz Conference. It was amazing. I really enjoyed myself. So, getting out, seeing people is such a great thing. So get out there and socialize, right? Be safe, but socialize. And then in York Region, we had 1,921, just slightly behind Peel, and Peel is quite a bit larger than York Region. And our average is always the highest at 1,501,597. But that includes Aurora, Quillenberry, Georgian, King, Markham, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, Vaughan, and Whitechurch, Stouffville. So then we have Durham Region, which has always been on fire more than all the other places. They had 1,390 sales. I remember they just trickled over 1,000 sales. And they're still, when the market's down, they're still at 1,390. And their average, and I remember when they trickled just over a million not that long ago, they're at 1,148,685. So then we go to Simcoe County, this is on the Toronto Real Estate Board. Remember, there's always two boards there. The Simcoe board and then the Toronto board. So on the Simcoe board, Toronto board, 340 sales and an average of 1.183. So there would probably be still about 1,000 sales, 1,100 sales in the Simcoe, and some of that average will come down a little bit lower than that. So somehow most of the higher priced ones go onto the Toronto market. So what does that mean to everybody? It means the market is still hot, but it's changing. And, if you want more questions answered or more thoughts, I had a gentleman call me the other day and asked me a lot of questions. So, for more information on what's going on in the market today, how we can help you, give us a call at 905-907-5464. Our home's at darylking.com. And let's give a big shout out to Matthew. Austin Matthews, man. 54 goals. He just tied the record with my good buddy Rick Vive. Rick Vive had 3 50-goal seasons, number 22, the old captain. But I'll tell you what, watch, because Austin's going to break it. He could actually hit 60 goals this year. Amazing player. The Leafs are on a 5-game trend, winning, and they play tonight. And the Raptors just lost. They had won 5 in a row. Our good buddy Kyle Lowry came back. Big celebration. Great game. So everybody be safe, be well, and give us a shout for more real estate information. This is Real Estate with Daryl King. Take care. Bye-bye.